Hello and welcome to For Me introductory lesson. Through the introductory lesson, we will be taking the audience through authentication process of For Me ITSM solution, from authentication, call logging, and following on cases from being logged to resolution. For Me is a complete service management platform that RSR has procured. The platform includes some of the following modules: incident management, problem management, self-service, knowledge management, asset management, project management, just to mention a few. Through the introduction and deployment process, ICT team would include a shortcut on each and every user's desktop, which allows ease of access to the platform. On following the shortcut, a user will be presented with this menu. RSR will be using a single sign-on authentication, which allows the user to be able to connect to the platform without the need to enter a username and a password, but through AD integration authentication. In our case, we will be signing in using an email address. On logon, a user will be presented with this view. To take users through the platform and the view, we will start from left, working our way to the right. On the top left hand side on the beggar menu, you will be able to have accessibility to create new requests, view notifications, go to chats, my watch list, my inbox, just to mention a few. The RSR logo will work as a home button for user to easily get back to the home screen irregardless of where in the platform they might be. To the right hand side, you'll have a profile management section. On the profile management section, a user will be able to view their profile and also sign out of their profile. In the center of the console, we have a search column which will allow a user to be able to search for anything within the platform. On the center of the screen, we have shortcuts to easily get users to be able to log calls, view requests, view other customizable items such as booking of video conference. On the bottom of the screen, you'd have your inbox, my notifications, and my watch list. We will touch on my watch list and my notification as we go along in the session. To log a call, a user would click on request for something or request something, which will take us to the service catalog. A service catalog is a setup of services that have been defined and configured within the ITSM solution. ICT department has defined some of the service catalogs as the following. You have your RSR Data Security Services, RSR Facilities, RSR Human Resource Services, RSR ICT Services. For the purpose of this exercise, we will go through to log a task or a request for the RSR ICT Services. As soon as you click on RSR ICT services, you'll be presented with the services that have been defined within RSR ICT services. We will go through to follow computing services. Under computing services, we have defined templates that are based on commonly used tasks that are logged through to ICT department. The below is a list of items that have been predefined. In case where you are looking for a service that is not predefined, you will also be able to do that by following none of the above, which is below. If you click on none of the above, it will present to you two columns or windows, which will allow you to put in the subject and also the node of the issue that you're trying to log or request services for. In this case, we will go through and log a case for PC or laptop not displaying. Once selected, you will notice that the subject line is already pre-populated with PC or laptop not displaying. On the node, we will put in some details or data regarding the PC that's not displaying. The field for the node is flexible to allow the user to even paste pictures, which will assist in communicating to the ICT department to show them the actual issue. You are also able to attach a file that you would have saved on your computer for this purpose. After completing the details, a user will be able to click on Submit, which will actually log the call with ICT department. Please take note of the request ID that will be presented to the user and the confirmation that the request has been created successfully. Going back to the home screen, a user will be able to follow their request by going through to My Request column. Once in My Request, there are two sections presented for the user. One for open requests, two for completed requests. You would see the request that we have just logged under open requests. When clicked on the open request, you'll be able to follow and see the assignment of the request. You would see that currently the request is allocated or assigned to the RSR ICT team with the status assigned. If for some reason there's additional information that you would want for ICT team to take note, you would add it here on this note. And click on Save. We have also this I that's next to Save. This I, when clicked, allows for the user to be able to see the request under My Watch List, which is an easy accessibility to follow the case that has been logged through the system. As soon as the call has been logged, it will be sent through to ICT department, which ICT department will then assign it to a specific individual to be able to follow it through. Throughout the process, the user will receive notifications throughout the life cycle of the request that has been logged with ICT. In this case, as soon as the call has been logged, it will be assigned to a particular member within the RSR team, which you can follow as a user by going through to the request and actually see the person or the member that it has been allocated to. You will also notice that the status would have changed from assigned to in progress. As soon as the case has been completed, the user will also be able to follow through the status change. When we go into my watch list, you will notice that the case is no longer under assigned but under completed. A user would have received an email to indicate such as well. When opening the case, you would see that there will also be a notification to ask you if you are satisfied with the manner in which your request was handled or unsatisfied. If you are satisfied, you would go ahead and click yes. If unsatisfied, you are also able to click no and reopen the case through the below button. In a nutshell, that is how you would log a case and be able to follow it through the life cycle of the case being logged, assigned, and completed by ICT. Thank you.